Hello, everybody. A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome back to another live stream here on our Taurex platforms. We are actually live on more platforms than one. I did promise that yesterday. We're live on Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, the lot. We're live on all of them. So I can see the comments from all of the channels coming in. So hello to you all, and it's very, very good to see you here. And again, this is something we're going to be building over the next few weeks, etc. So, we're going to build this up, and we're going to be hopefully having a Discord channel as well and getting everyone involved in some sort of trading community. But for today, there's a lot more pressing matters at stake, and we're going to be taking a look at what's been going on in the crypto space. December can be quite a tough month to trade, to be fair. But we've been blessed with volatility in the crypto space over the last couple of months, or over the last 2 months or so. And I imagine people are very, very happy about that. Not me, because full disclosure, I don't have any cryptocurrencies at all. I am predominantly an FX, commodities, indices trader. And I did have cryptocurrency. I did sell it after COVID, just after COVID. So, yeah, you can call me stupid for that, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're going to be taking a look a little bit about that as well. We're going to have a quick look at some news that's coming out as well, using our Taurex economic calendar, of course. And then we're going to be taking a look, obviously, straight onto the charts and trying to break down some of the top events. Bobby, it's good to see you on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for the message. I hope you're doing well. View on WTI, yeah, sure. We'll have a look at crude oil, no problem. Let's just take a quick look. Do you know what? I'll do that first, shall I? Let's have a look at crude oil straight off the bat. So let me just quickly load this up. So I need to present my screen. Give me 2 seconds. For some reason, it wasn't showing. There we go. Right, so here we are. I'll talk about crypto in just a second. Let me just quickly go through crude oil first. Yeah, I know you're a big crude oil trader, Bobby, but it's been a tough one, really. Trying to trade this market over the last over the last couple of months. Really, we had a nice surge up in October. I've deliberately ignored crude oil. If I'm being honest, I haven't really given it probably the attention it deserves. Because it hasn't given me much reason to, because the volatility is thinning out a little bit. There's been a bit of conflict between what's going on in the wars and stuff like that. Are we going to get peace deals? And I think there's just not a lot of action in this market at the moment. But that's on the daily time frame. If we go down onto the hourly time frame, you can see, I'll just delete this so it's nice and clear what I'm looking at. And I turn on my Smart Money Concepts indicator. You can see, Bobby, that we've had quite a nice reaction here after that. And we're just talking about an hourly breakout. So let's just analyze what's happened. Here's our consolidation period. We know that because the market is, chopping and churning and not really giving us much clear direction. The market comes and basically grabs the liquidity to the downside of this consolidation period. And then we see a bit of a surge higher, right? That surge higher comes down, and then this area here, which is our bullish order block, or our bullish demand zone, exactly, same thing. You can see we're getting a nice reaction from there. So if you did manage to catch in on that, that's quite a good trade. Now from here, as long as on the hourly time frame we stay above 68, then I think we could see a run in WTI up towards the 70 mark. You have to be a bit realistic in terms of your expectations here, Bobby, because you can see the chop and churn on that hourly time frame. It looks, like an absolute mess, right? You can see that chop and churn. So be realistic in your expectations and say to yourself, well, where's our clear sort of area in which we could probably target? You could probably squeeze a move up to about 71. From there, it wouldn't surprise me if we get this. And that's just a note for all markets in December. I'll say this quite a lot, is that if you do manage to get into a profitable trade in December, take it. Take it off the table, because you'll often find that what will happen is the markets will thin out. You'll get massive, well, not massive, you'll get a random spike higher and you'll be like, yes, happy days. But then it can reverse just as quickly and go back to where it was at the start. That's typically what happens in December. So if we do manage to get up to a sort of the 70 area, 71 maximum on oil from this demand zone, then that could be a good trade. Okay. Any other requests that anyone has in the on any of the channels? Feel free to reach out and let me know. Okay. Hello to the people on our Instagram channel as well. I thought I could see all of the Instagram comments, but I actually can't. I can see who's joining though. Financial Markets World. Hello, Samir. It's good to see you. Thank you very much for the message, and I hope you're doing well. And I hope you are taking a look at what's been going on the in the crypto space at the moment, because it's been very, very interesting indeed. So let's talk a little bit about that. What can we say? Milestone day in the markets, milestone day in finance in general. Really, we can see Bitcoin has now topped the 100K for the first time in its history. So it is a milestone moment. The price of cryptocurrencies as a whole, there's been a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, around the crypto space ever since Donald Trump, who's seen as pro-crypto, was elected for his second term as US president. What's caused the most recent, run up high that we've seen in Bitcoin is really this stuff around the nomination of a very big advocate of crypto, Paul Atkins, as the basically US Securities and Exchange Commission leader. The president-elect has said that Atkins, the chief executive of Potomac Partners and a former SEC commissioner, was a proven leader for common sense regulations. So those sorts of comments are getting people excited, because common sense regulations is a hint, all this nonsense that we've had in terms of regulating the crypto space that we've seen over the last, few years. It's quite clear that Trump's intentions are to, shift that narrative. And that appointment is another step in that direction. As a result, what do we see? Well, we see cryptocurrency and we see Bitcoin trading well above 100K. So we spoke about this a little bit in the previous streams this week. A few people were asking me about Bitcoin, and I mentioned that, we were sort of I actually thought potentially we were topping out a little bit. And then what I saw was on the chart, if you look where the previous high was, and I'll zoom in on that so it's really clear to see. Because I know on Instagram, maybe people are on their phones, it's difficult to maybe see. Let me just check that. Yeah, it might be. You can actually see that we was in this consolidation period at the start, but we never ever took out the 100K mark, right? So when I was speaking in the streams and speaking to a few people a couple of days ago, I said it wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin comes and actually takes out 100K, which is quite clearly a liquidity area. And I actually thought how we react around 100K was going to be really important. And the reason I thought it was going to be important is you can always tell the strength of the market, how it reacts around the key levels, like 100K, 50K, or if it's on a stock market, like your round numbers, basically. And 100K was basically the, quite a clear whole number, psychological support or resistance area. And there was two things that were going to happen here. We're either going to get the price trading up into 100K and then an instant rejection and a move and a rotation back down towards 90 or lower, which basically would have been people profit taking on 100K. A lot of people would have been taking profits at 100K, is what I thought. But what's happening today is we're actually seeing quite a decisive move above 100k, and that for me is a signal of this market strength. And I think we could be seeing, and I've said this a few times now, we could be in for a good few years trading crypto, a market or an asset class which I haven't really probably given too much attention to because I've been focusing on commodities and indices. But this has very much got my attention now, and I think if we close the day above 100k, I think that indicates potentially some more strength to come. On the YouTube channel, we've had a request to have a look at the pound versus the Japanese yen. Of course, no problem. Right. And of course, any other updates on that, then I'll be sure to let you know. Okay. Interesting. Okay, on the pound versus the Japanese yen, I'm just looking at it from a daily chart at the moment. Bobby on the YouTube channel. There's a key sell side liquidity area down here, right where this 61.8 Fibonacci retracement is, and you can see that we've had that move higher as well, right down to 10. We took out 189 actually, come all the way down to just below 18. We actually took out 188. That was a clear liquidity grab, and now we're trading higher. So difficult one actually. This one, I think you would have to say on the daily time frame, there's a nice breakup higher here. That's our bullish leg. And I think that now we can safely say if this low holds at 188.1, then we could probably look for some more upside here. Let me just quickly get some moving averages on here as well. Bobby, I know you've looked at the trend rider before. Previously, we've respected that 12 EMA as being our downward pressure, and now you can see those moving averages starting to tick higher. This to me is looking increasingly like a breakout. And yeah, I think if we get a breakout above 192, I think the trade here is 192 breakout. Why that area? Well, that's our previous bearish order block, key area. Breakout above that, quick retest, and then look to trade that up towards the sort of mid 190s. That's something that I would probably look to do in this pair. I know previously we spoke about how we were bearish, but just looking at that daily time frame, you've got a clear liquidity sweep here. We've taken out 188. We've actually even taken out these lows here as well, and now we're starting to trade higher. The next test comes here at 192. Break above this area, retest of that, potentially look to go higher. Okay. If there's any other requests that are in the chat, then feel free to let me know. Okay, right. Let's just take a look now at what we've got coming up for this week or today. So I'm going to be using the Taurex tools we have on offer, of course, because we have a fantastic economic calendar here that I'd recommend that people, you get a 30-day free trial as well. I've just joined, so I'm currently on the trial myself. So yeah, you can get a 30-day free trial, and then all you need to do is to access all of these tools. You get an AI news sentiment, you get featured ideas, economic insights. You also get Swissset as well, which is basically a account analyzer tool. If anyone needs me to go through any specifically, then we can dedicate some exclusive webinars to those, and that's something that's in the works. For the purpose of the live stream today, I'm going to be taking a look at the economic calendar that we've got. Move my drink out of the way, and you can see that we've got on Thursday. I always filter this to high impact news. So on here, on the advanced filter, I'm only really interested in high impact news. To be fair, that's the ones that was going to cause any market movement. If you get yourself caught up in all the low impact news, it's just going to be so confusing for you. So just focus on the high impact news. And as you can see, we've actually got on Thursday the 5th, if I go back, if it lets me go back, it's a little bit of a pause day. So you can see that we've got trade. Well, we had trade balance and out of Australia, which was slightly better than forecasted, and also we had retail sales, which were quite well, they were better than the forecast, but lower than the previous, which is interesting. So I'm not very bullish on the euro at the moment either. So there may be some opportunities to try and look to short the euro. That's the sort of FX trade that I'm looking for at the moment, especially with everything that's going on in France, all that political instability. It's not a good recipe for euro strength at the moment out there. But overall, on the whole, we said about this in our weekly preview stream on Monday. It's a little bit of a pause week, a pause day, because tomorrow is the big one here, US non-farm payrolls. So I'm actually going to be covering that event live for you all as the event comes out on all of these channels. If it's all still working, which I think it is, we're going to be covering those events for you live as it happens, as the figure comes out. Okay. So make sure you tune into that tomorrow. I'll be on at the same time. I'll be doing a half an hour breakdown of NFP first, and then I'll be covering the event live, looking at trading opportunities, covering people's requests and all that sort of thing. So make sure you tune into that one. That's going to be the big event of this week. And I think it's probably going to kickstart the volatility in the markets where we haven't quite seen that yet. The US dollar, for example, the stock market. I know it's at all-time highs and we've got these milestone levels, but it's still the volume and the volatility is still quite low. Okay, right. I believe that's not it. That's not it. Hang on, let me just quickly point you in the right direction of this as well. If you are looking to get involved in a prop challenge, I know there's people out there who like the prop industry and there's people out there who like the sort of traditional brokerage route. We've got both those routes covered. You can go down the prop route, which is something that I do myself personally, and you can use if you're successful in your prop challenge and you're getting regular payouts on the profit, then you can use that to fund your own trading account with Taurex as well. So Atmos is a broker backed, ready to trade. It's backed by us, so all the support and stuff like that, we're all here for you. If anything you need, very nice upfront cost fees as well, competitive fees, and I've been in the prop space for a few years now, so I know what sort of price people are paying. This is a pretty good price. You can even do a 1K account for just $14. So feel free to check that out. It's atmos.tradetorex.com, as you can see at the top, if you do wish to have a look at that. And I'll just pause for a minute or so just to see if there's any other questions that anyone has. I can see all the chats. I think I can definitely see Facebook, YouTube. I can see some chats coming through, and I can see Instagram as well. So if there's anything anyone wants me to run through, then feel free to let me know. And whilst I'm doing that, I'll just click through some trading opportunities. Look at gold. Gold just barely moved. That's a market which tomorrow is going to kick off. Volatility wise, that's going to be a market which I think is going to go mad, because it's been such a squeeze of it's just been deprived of any action really, and all that's done is build up liquidity, and the thinness in that market is probably going to be released tomorrow. Yeah, we've seen the Nasdaq at all-time highs. We predicted that at the start of the week. Look at this beautiful trade as well on the S&P 500. Really nice entry there. Fair value gap entry. Trend rider entry as well. Yeah, trend rider is a strategy that I use, by the way. It's just it just utilizes. It's a very simple strategy to follow, but it's quite effective as well. It's my secondary strategy. Okay. All right then, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Again, we're going to be building this over the next, however long it takes. So we're going to be live every single day. As long as I'm working, I'm going to be live at 1 o'clock, unless it changes, unless there's a big event I'm going to cover. I'm going to be live at 1 o'clock every single day, feel free to join me on Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, sorry, Instagram, and TikTok as well soon as well. So I'm going to be live on all of those. So look forward to seeing you there. And yeah, if anyone needs me, feel free to get in touch. And yeah, I'll catch you all very shortly. Thank you very much.